Remember the group Starpoint? They had the 80s hit Object of My Desire, What You Have Been Missing, and a few others. Sadly, their talented lead singer Renee Diggs passed away in 2005 at the age of 50 as a result of health condition. She first became stricken with back in the 80s at the height of the group's success. Her boyfriend also passed away at a young age. We wanted to shine a spotlight on them because their deaths seem to have gone unnoticed in mainstream media, and we at ILoveOldSchoolMusic think they deserve to be noticed. Before we get into what caused their deaths, let's backtrack to the group's success and how Renee ultimately found out she was ill. When Starpoint first hit the scene in 1980, they had some success with their jam, I Just Wanna Dance With You. They continued to release an album every year after that, but it wasn't until in 1985 that they made a serious dent in the R&B world with their classic jam Object of My Desire. Things were looking way up for them. They were getting national and international attention. They started a tour with Morris Day, Luther Vandross, Isley Jasper Isley, and Atlantic Star, and it was during the tour that Starpoint got the frightening and discouraging news that no one expected. Renee found out she had an extremely debilitating disease that was only going to get worse with time. In 1985, Renee was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, which is an autoimmune disorder that affects the central nervous system, causing damage to the nerve cell in the brain and spinal cord. That damage can greatly affect a person mentally, physically, and psychologically. Although Renee was beginning to suffer from some of her symptoms in 1985, she didn't let that stop her from completing their tour, and she never let it show on stage. She was a true warrior. After Starpoint broke up in 1990, Renee and her longtime boyfriend and Starpoint founder and lead guitarist Enrico Phillips, Renee is leaning on Enrico in the photo below, created music for her album Oasis, which released in Europe initially, and after that Renee created the Renee Diggs Foundation for Multiple Sclerosis to raise awareness about MS. She continued to struggle with her health, but she also continued to create music throughout the 90s and early 2000s. Then more tragic news struck Renee again. The love of her life for decades, Enrico Phillips, died on March 25, 2004 from a stroke. Renee was devastated to say the least. Then sadly that following year on March 18, 2005, just 1 week prior to the 1-year death anniversary of her man Enrico, Renee succumbed to an underlying heart condition. Technically speaking, Renee Diggs died from a heart condition, but some might argue that she died from her heart's condition. Her heart's condition was broken. She was heartbroken over Enrico, and sometimes they say that type of grief can possibly create even worse than already existing health issues. This is just speculation, but it's not unheard of. Starpoint lost two of their beloved and talented key players in their band, and they will forever be missed by their legacies of what they contributed to R&B music will never die. We here at ILoveOldSchoolMusic, we strive to do our parts to make sure that their memories as great artists, great musicians, and great people continue to live as on. Well, may Renee Diggs and Enrico Phillips continue to rest peacefully.